Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 14. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are round about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And with the midterms coming up, you hear a lot of our people and people in general of all nations, especially in this country, saying how they look to vote this administration out, you know, because of what it's doing to their lives, um, and what it's doing according to this country. But we've told you over and over that, the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. So whoever's in power, the Lord put him there for a certain purpose. There's no body you can vote for that's going to make your life better. We are living in the end of America, and we are living in the end of Babylon, aka, America, under the rulership of Esau Edom, the wicked. And like it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra 6, that Esau, the wicked, the devil, the so-called white race, right? It tells you that Esau is the end of the world, right? And we are at the end of the world. And these devils were going to be in power in the end of the world. So your voting is not going to matter. It's not going to do anything. Things are going to get worse, regardless of who's in office. And before he gets out of office, Lord willing, all hell break loose, man. Because all people can think of is to just go back to normal. But these devils have a trail, man, a trail of blood that they have to answer for, man. As you're going to hear this woman, this elder woman, speak, she might be Benjamin, as you're going to hear what she says, these people are not going to stop oppressing you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. This is their lot to oppress you, right? They have a trail of blood that they're that's constantly flowing behind them wherever they go, and they have to pay for that, and they will pay for that. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, thus saith the Lord, man. So let's hear what she's saying, man. Your voting, it doesn't count. And the Lord said he was going to set one up over you to rule you of thine own people, man, not of a stranger that is not thy brother. Esau Edom, he was our brother, but he broke the brotherly covenant, So he's no longer a brother, man. He's an enemy. He's your arch enemy. So, that's dead on that. So let's play. How about Shem Shah? We'll end up like beautiful. Shalom.
I just got to elaborate. I mean, how could anybody think anything is going to change? You really got to be unconscious. If you believe anybody connected to elections, voting, officials, governors, mayors, councilmen, councilwomen, house speakers, parish presidents. You got to be unconscious if you believe anything is going to change when these people don't acknowledge what they've done. You don't get to do all of that and continue on as if nothing ever happened. That's how it's not going to work. That's how you know they're lying to you again. You see what I'm saying? They're lying to the people again. Everybody who talking about voting midterms, having videos about election, talking about this white man did this white man said that, finding all kind of headlines that's talking about this one and what they did. They been know those people was doing all these things. You can never solve a problem if you don't know what the root cause is. We've never went to the root. We never went to the root. There's a lot of pus in the root. There's a lot of blood in the root. There's a lot of rotten in the root. America was built on colonization. America colonized. They pillaged, they raped, they slaughtered masses and masses and masses of people. There is so much blood on the lands of the United States of America. Did you hear what I said? There is so much bloodshed. I feel it in my spirit. America has shed so much blood, y'all. It is saddening. If you really sit down and think about all of the blood that these European colonizers shed, all of the abuse, all of the atrocities, there are no words to explain, to describe, to mention the evilness of America.
And that's what a lot of people want to throw under the rug, man. Especially our people. They'll say, we gotta let bygones be bygones. That was the past. But they're idiots, man. Because this devil is still oppressing you. This devil is still choking you out in this country, man. Right? And he's not going to let up. Right? They'll get, you know, in front of a camera during their campaign and promise you, you know, safety. They'll promise you, wealth. They'll promise you a better life. And you done ran through what Trump is what the 47th president? You done ran through 47 presidents and your life is still hell, man. You done went through 47 different administrations, whether it was so-called Democrat or Republican, because they're both the same goddamn thing, man. They're just two different wings on the same bird. They work for the same system, right? So, for our people, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, who are the Israelites, when you came over here in this country, you were a slave. Now in 2026, you're still a slave. You're just a modern day slave, right? Because they give you a couple of dollars and let you be off on the weekend, you think that you're free. And because they push out a narrative, home of the free, the land of the free and home of the brave, You think that that's literal, man. For you. It's not for you. You know? You can't sit here and say your life is good here in America. And if you do, you a damn fool, man. She said they raped, they pillaged, they committed all types of wickedness, and the blood is soaked all throughout America. And I have said every step you take, regardless of wherever you are in America, you're stepping on your forefathers' blood, man. And you think the Lord, the heavens of the earth, the heaven, uh, uh, the power of the universe, the power of the heavens. You think that he's just going to let that slide? Everybody else can pay and do pay for what they've done, but this devil, you thinks that he's going to get a pass, right? And this is why you believe in what he says, you know, and this is why you just would rather just throw it under the rug, man. You know, this is Psalms chapter 73 and verse. Let's see what I want here. This is Psalm 73 and verse 6. It says, let me see. This is Psalm 73 and 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Because what? You know, these devils, man, the so-called white race, they live good, man. They got the fatness of the earth. They live in parts of the earth that you can't go. Right? So it says, verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Because you catch hell here, Jake. The Israelites catch hell here. So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, but the so-called white man, he doesn't catch hell here, man. Well, they starting to feel it. But for centuries, man, they've been living good. For decades, they've been living good, man. Right? It says, therefore, pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment, and that's all that they pushed out towards you Jakes, man. Violence, right? And pride, man. They violent to you, and they're proud when they commit violence on you, man. Right? It says, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish, man. They have an abundance in many of things, man, through slavery, man, off of your backs. It says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, man. They speak very proud, man. Here it is. A devil told you, you know, blacks want reparations for slavery. Well, your reparations is for you to get to live here in America, man. We thank you. Like, you welcome. He didn't say thank you. He said you're welcome. Right? If it wasn't for us, you'd be living in huts. That's what he said, man. You wouldn't have a thriving society, man. That's him speaking wickedly and lofty concerning oppression, man, on what he did to y'all, you Jakes, in the past. Right? It said, they set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walking through the earth. Yeah, man, their pride. Therefore, his people returned there, and waters of a cup were wrung out to them. And they say, how doth the Most High know and is there knowledge in the Most High. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world, man, because what they say, they are abominable against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They figure like, man, we got all we can want, man. It tells you in I believe in the scriptures, I'm gonna just say that I don't want to get it wrong, where they say that who is the Most High that we shall serve Him. What good is it that we serve Him? We got what we need, man. Right. So verse 12 said, "Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world; they increase in riches, man. While you swallow in sorrow and you in the lower state. Meanwhile, you built everything, right? Meanwhile, this country wouldn't be what it is without so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, right? This place would be a shithole country, man, right? But yet, he prospering and you are trying to figure out how you gonna feed your kids the next day, right? So he got to pay for that, man. He has to pay for that, right? And the Lord is going to make him pay for that. Like she said, let's get another one, man. We're gonna play it. Blood is soaked throughout this land, right? So there has to be a payback, man, for that, because the Lord said, "He that toucheth you," meaning he that toucheth the Israelites, toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye, man. You touch his children, you touch him, right? So the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. Numbers 35 and 33, it says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it," man. So the only way that the blood can be cleansed in this land, the land of Babylon the Great, the land of America, is if he who sheddeth the blood of the Israelites, his blood be shed, man. You know? And who shed our blood? The so-called white man, man. And it's gonna fucking happen, man.
Of white America. Anybody would carry their asses to the voting poll and vote for anybody, black or white, because the black people know what the white people done, what the colonizer done, what the European white man done, but they want to play with them. They're saying is that it's okay, we're gonna forget about it, and we ain't gonna talk about it, we ain't gonna but they can continue to reiterate what melanated people have gone through and have experienced. It's okay that we continue to inflict the pain, pick the scab on the melanated people's wound. We can keep picking at it. Every time we think they didn't heal, we're gonna pick at that again, peel that scab. You see? America has never paid for their atrocities. This is what everybody failing to understand. So why would I go vote for somebody who have shed so much blood, have taken so many innocent lives? Why would I go vote for anybody calling themselves a governor, a mayor, parish president, councilwoman, a house speaker, and all of these names they're giving it? Why would I go vote for any of these people and they do not talk about America's atrocities? All of
This is why they're trying to remove history out of the museums, get rid of the books, or skyrocket the price of the books on the history of, their ways and what they've done. But it's not gonna erase, man. The Lord is gonna check you, you damn devils, on what you've done. And you don't believe it's gonna happen. The same way Pharaoh didn't believe it, it's the same way the Lord got blinders on you, to whereas you think that your inward thought is that your houses shall continue forever, man. You think you're gonna stay in power forever. But the Lord got other plans for you, man. And it don't include mercy. It do not include mercy, man. You know? This is our Psalms. Let's get Psalms 110 and verse 4. It says, the Lord hath sworn and will not repent. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through the kings in the day of his wrath, man. All the leaders, right? Whoever's in power, man. They're all mainly Edomites and other nations, right? It says, he shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with the dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries, man. The Lord got a judgment that's written for not just Esau, Edom, but all these other nations who played a part in the downfall of the Israelites, man. You all got to pay. But Esau, you're going to get the worst because you're a piece of SHIT, man. Right? You're weak. Right? And the Lord is about to show just how much of a nobody you are, man. Right? The Lord is coming to throw you down as a joke. Right? You're going to be a meme. Right? You're going to go from being the so-called top nation on the planet to being what you really are, man, which is the lowest base nation on the planet.
The blood that America shed, all of the pain America caused. This is why I'm telling y'all, anybody who talking about election, they're trying to get y'all to consent again. Everybody got a price, y'all. Everybody got a price. It's saddening. It is so saddening. It is so saddening that people truly believe anybody in the government is going to change anything about the system that is corrupt. It's corrupt to the core. To the core. And if they don't take accountability for what they have done, the atrocities, the trauma, generations of atrocities, generations of trauma, they never took accountability for nothing. These people have never said, we are sorry. They're not trying to make their wrongs right. They are trying to get away without paying back their karma. So if they get away with not paying their karma, they're not going to stop.
And the sister was on point with it. Right? Sister was on point, man. It's an elder sister, and a lot of people are starting to wake up and starting to pretty much, man. Esau, your ass is done, man. This is Psalms 109. And I'm gonna start at I'm gonna just get to the point, verse 16. Cause she said, these people, man, they're not going to they don't look to get away with what they've done. They don't take accountability for what they've done. And they're not going to stop oppressing you, man. Right? This is Psalms 109 and verse 16. It says, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart, man. And who's the broken in heart and who's the poor and needy man? The Israelite man. The Israelites, period, man. Look what he's doing. Look what he's done. And look what he looks to do, man. Right? It said, as he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. unto him, as he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him, man. So, he's gotten his blessing, which is the sword, and he's gonna be destroyed by the sword, man. You know, this 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 devil not gonna get away with nothing, man. Let's get one more. We're gonna shut it down. This is Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 56. The Lord said this. It says, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. So this devil, man, he got a very gruesome judgment headed his way. He's going to reap what he have sown, man. And he have sown a lot of evil, wickedness into the earth geared toward the Israelites, man. You didn't just touch anybody. You touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. And for that, your ass is it's over for you, man. So just hang on, brothers. Because we about to see the downfall of our enemies in a major way, man. You see what's going on with them. He ain't got too much time left. So we love it, man. We're just going to sit back and watch it. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Shah. Until the next lesson, Shalom.